Yo, yo, yo. Let me pause. Yo, yo, yo. Welcome. Wait up. Hold up. Put a little music. Let it flow. Let it flow. Hold up. Hold up. About to. You about to get it. Get it. All right, let's get it. 1 second. We about to get this going. Hold up. Yeah, we about to talk about some football playoffs. All right, let's get it. Welcome to On the Dot Line Podcast. Please like and subscribe to the channel. Hope everybody enjoy it. Share it. We're gonna talk about the NFL, playoffs. We approaching now. We at week 17 now. Week 17. So Chargers was the last game on Monday. Monday Night Football. They beat the Colts. I don't know what they're gonna do with Jeff Saturday. I know Jim Irsay, he hired him. He only hired him because that was his friend. Jeff Saturday don't really have any legit coaching experience on that level. So I don't know where they go from there. But wish the best for Jeff Saturday. So if a friend gives you a job like that, that's gonna pay you all that money. Hey man, shout out to the friend. That's all I'm gonna say. And also, breaking news: Derek Carr. Is it David or Derek? Was it? Let me see. Hold up. Is it Derek Carr? Is his brother? Is it Derek or David Carr? I think it's Derek Carr. Let me double check. Yeah, Derek Carr. So Derek Carr, he's going to be benched for the next game. He's going to be benched for the next game. Before we talk about the playoffs, we're going to talk about that. Like, do you think he deserves to be benched? Is it his fault? I know he's been playing lousy, but is it all his fault? Like, he went to the playoffs last year. And they almost beat the Bengals, and the Bengals was the team that went to the Super Bowl. And it seems like why he seems like he is the problem that the Raiders didn't go as far as they supposed to. They didn't exceed all these expectations, especially with the weapons they got. Devontae Adams being his friend. Like, I don't get it. I don't get it why it seems like he's the scapegoat. I say it's more on Josh McDaniels. Josh McDaniels, he's been proven time and time again. He's not a head coach. He's an offensive coordinator. And there's rumors saying that trying to get Brady over there. Brady needs to go see his family. He needs to just retire. He have nothing left to prove. And even looking at that Cardinals game, seems like he don't want to take a hit. He's not, he's playing different. Still a little nervous because you see the Cowboys hat I got. I'm gonna try to be fair and objective in this podcast when we talk about the playoffs. So, but yeah, I don't think, in my opinion, Derek Carr should have been benched. He should have completed this season, and then they reevaluate him in the offseason. I believe he's probably not going to be a Raider. And it's gonna be teams that are gonna want to pick him up. There's teams like the Jets. There's teams like the Giants. Maybe the Niners. There's some teams that he can go to and they can be good. All right. So now since we got that, let's talk about the playoffs. So we in week 17 now. So let me see if I might have the full screen there so you can see. And y'all can see. Well, let me see. Let me just full screen this. All right. So we have the playoffs. So this is the playoffs simulation that anybody can make their predictions. So right now, the Chargers had won. So this is the bracket right now. So right now, the Buffalo Bills is the number 1 seed in the AFC, and the Eagles are the number 1 seed in the NFC. Then you have these matchups. You got the 2nd seed Kansas City Chiefs going against the 7th seed Miami Dolphins. You got the 3rd seed Cincinnati Bengals against the Los Angeles Chargers, the 6th seed. And you got the 4th seed Jacksonville Jaguars. Crazy is that they back in the playoffs. You got the 5th seed Baltimore Ravens. So you got that. And on the NFC side, you got the 2nd seed Minnesota Vikings. You got the 7th seed Washington. Washington, of course. Commanders. You got the 3rd seed San Francisco 49ers, and you got the 6th seed New York Giants. New York Giants back in the playoffs. You got the 4th seed Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and you got the 5th seed Dallas Cowboys. And then you have a few teams that's in the hunt. I don't know why they did have the teams that was in the hunt or whatever. I don't know where's that at. Let me see if I can find it. All right. So these are the teams right now. Now we could go to week. What's today? Week 17. There's some teams that's in the hunt. I'm trying to figure out why it's not showing it. They had teams in the hunt, but you'll see it. All right. So tomorrow's game, you got the Cowboys and Titans. So let's say the Cowboys win that. So you see it changes. Cowboys will be 12-4. Now the next game you have the Cardinals and the Falcons. The Falcons are still in the hunt because they in a position that they can still win the division, shockingly. So let's say the Falcons win that. All right, that doesn't change anything. Lions is still in the hunt as well. So let's say the Lions win that. And you see it changes because the Lions is 8-8. They have beat the Washington Commanders. So they'll get that spot in the meantime. And let's say Jacksonville win right here. Jacksonville will still remain that spot. Let's say Kansas City wins, and now Kansas City becomes the 1st seed because they will have a better record than the Bills so far because we didn't go to the Bills matchup. Let's say since Tua is out, let's say the Patriots win. Patriots would get that spot to be 8-8 because they will beat the Dolphins. They'll beat the Dolphins. So you see in the bottom here, Dolphins would be 8-7. Well, they'll be 8-8. They'll have that record. So Patriots will replace them. Let's say the Giants win that. Let's say the Eagles. You know what? Let's change something. I know I got the Cowboys hat on, but let's just see. Let's say the Saints beat Philly, right? Which it probably won't happen. And let's say Carolina Panthers upset the Buccaneers, and look what happens. Carolina Panthers becomes they get the spot of the Buccaneers because they win the tiebreaker with them. They will sweep them from this season. So that would be crazy that happened. Then let's say Washington wins this. Washington still got a better record than them because they'll be 8-7 instead of 8. It'll be 8-7-1. So the tie did help them. Let's say San Fran wins. And let's say the Jets beat Seahawks, right? Now it'll make the Jets have a tie with the Patriots and the Dolphins. And let's say Green Bay wins here. Let's say Green Bay upset. You see what happened now. San Francisco takes the 2nd seed. They take the 2nd seed. And let's say Chargers. Let's say Rams and Chargers. Let's say Chargers. We're saying Chargers clinch, so they can lose out. They clinched already. Now let's say Steelers with the upset. They beat the Ravens. Ravens is pretty much locked in. And let's say the Bengals beat the Bills. The Bengals become the second seed, which is possible because the Bengals is red hot, and the Buffalo Bills, even though they've been winning games, they've been barely winning. And Josh Allen had not been playing well. You see what happens. They get the second seed in Kansas City. And this could be scary too because the Bengals beat Kansas City as well. So now let's go to week 18. Let's go to week 18. Now let's say the Buccaneers win. Buccaneers will be back there. They'll have the better record. Let's say the Bills win. Bills will still have the second seed. Let's say Vikings win. Vikings would get the second seed back for the time being. Let's say Bengals win. Bengals get the second seed back. Let's say Green Bay wins. Okay, it's gonna be interesting right here. This game don't matter. I just put the Colts. It don't matter. Now, since Cowboys beat the Titans, let's say Titans get the upset somehow, which I don't think is gonna happen. Let's just change something. Titans, even though they lost and Jacksonville win, Titans, all they gotta do is win, and they will replace the Jacksonville Jaguars, which I don't think they're gonna win. Now we just doing if this will happen. Now this Jets and Dolphins game become huge. Huge it becomes. Because winner of this game, because I believe regardless, let's say the Bills beat the Patriots. So the Patriots will be 8-9. Now this game becomes big because this is for the last playoff spot for the AFC. So let's say this is a tie. Even a win or the tie would get the Jets in because the Jets will have a better conference record. It would get the Jets in. But let's what's the name? Now there's Carolina Panthers and Saints. Let's say Saints win. Saints, even though Saints win, Buccaneers, they will go to the playoffs because the Bucs will still have a better record than Carolina Panthers. Carolina Panthers, they still have to win out. But if let's say a tie, it still be the same thing. So Buccaneers will go. They just need Carolina to lose or a tie, they'll make it. Now, let's say the Giants upset the Philly. So Philly be 3-4. And let's say Steelers win. Steelers gets the last playoff spot. It's crazy. So the tie with the Jets and Dolphins, Steelers have an opportunity to make it to the playoffs. If that can happen. And let's say the Cowboys lose to Washington. Washington is 7th seed. They play Miami. This game don't matter. I'm just gonna say Chargers. Let's say the Raiders with the upset, and you see Raiders upset Kansas City. Who's the number 1 seed? The Bengals. Now the Bengals become the number 1 seed. Buffalo plays Pittsburgh. Now the AFC is pretty much locked because Buffalo plays Pittsburgh. They will be second to the 7th seed. Kansas City will play the Ravens the first round, and the Titans will play the Chargers. Now this is interesting. Now let's say San Fran wins. Look what happened. San Fran becomes the number 1 seed now. Eagles will play Washington the first round as the 2nd seed. Minnesota will play the Giants, and then the Buccaneers will still remain to play the Cowboys because the Cowboys will lose to the Commanders. And then Seattle Seahawks, and it's nothing. So this is like an ideal scenario that could possibly happen for a lot of teams that have no business going to the playoffs, but slightly making it if we favor the Pittsburgh Steelers and we favored the San Francisco 49ers. Eagles will have to completely collapse to be able to get that number 1 seed. They will have to lose out. So we're going to make another scenario. This is pretty pretty cool. We're gonna make a scenario. So we go to week 6. Well, week 16 is already locked in, right? So we go to week 17. So week 17, what would be the scenario to get Green Bay Packers in? So let's say, okay, Green Bay Packers in, and let's say we get. Would it be possible for the Raiders? The Raiders still have a slight chance to go, but I ain't gonna even do. There ain't no point. So we'll do for Green Bay to get in, and Dallas to be able to get the number 1 seed. So let's say Dallas wins there, and also let's see how would the Saints be able to get in. So we'll see that too, because the Saints is technically not eliminated either. So let's say Cardinals beat the Falcons. Let's say the Lions win. They beat the Bears. Let's say because what we was doing Green Bay. We gotta do for the AFC side. Who we trying to scenario for the Jets. We'll do a scenario for the Jets. So we'll put Jacksonville. Let's do Kansas City. Let's say because if the Dolphins win, it's gonna be difficult. It still would go down to the Dolphins and Jets. Let's say Dolphins upset Patriots somehow. Giants. Let's say Saints get the win. Let's say Carolina beat Buccaneers. Let's give Washington the win. Let's get the Browns to win. Let's see what happens. We're gonna shake it up. So Browns win. We got the Lions. Let's see if we get the Lions in. So Lions will be 8-8. Let's say let's put the Raiders. We're just gonna just have fun with this. We'll have let's say Seattle wins. I know we said the Jets, but I'm trying to make scenarios. So dang. So Seattle still have a shot. They still have it. They still have a shot since what we had. We had Washington lose, so that Washington loses that spot, and Seattle was able to go because Seattle is 8-8. Let's say Green Bay wins. Let's say the Chargers, of course, wins. Let's say Ravens wins. And I say the Bills gets the upset. So the Bengals could really fall all the way to the 5th seed. And they could play that. And that could be an ideal matchup, them playing Jacksonville instead of playing the Ravens. And now we in the 18th. So let's say Falcons win. Patriots eliminated at this point. If I think if the Carolina Panthers lose, let's say they don't have nothing to play for, so let's say Patriots. Oh, they do have something to play for. Say Bills win. Let's say Vikings win this. Vikings be 3-4. Let's say Bengals win. Let's say Green Bay wins. Green Bay is in there. So you see, only way Green Bay can slightly go in if Washington gets eliminated. I think Washington will have to lose out. So let's say Colts win that. Jacksonville, they'll pretty much lock in there. And let's say the Jets win. So that means that they're locked in. They might be locked in because I think since Dolphins won, Dolphins will the Jets is eliminated. So the Dolphins can't win no more games. So it makes sense. So let's switch that. Let's say the Dolphins lose to the Patriots. Let's say the Jets win right here. Oh, so the Jets. So that means who the Patriots play next week? Oh, they play. And I said the Jets win. Oh. So whoever really wins, how did this happen before? I think because before the Jets The Jets won, they had a shot, but let's finish it out because it's this last spot right here. I don't know if it's locked. So let's say Saints win. Saints would be in. So Saints could, if Buccaneers lose, because even if the Buccaneers just win one, the Buccaneers would be in. They would have to lose out if the Saints to go 8-9. But if Carolina wins, Carolina could win, so they could control their own destiny. Even though they could control their own destiny with a win. So this game becomes pivotal if Buccaneers loses out. Let's say Giants get the upset, which I don't think is going to happen. Let's say, this really don't matter because both these teams won't go. But we'll say Browns don't really matter. And then we had the Cowboys. Cowboys become the number one seed at this point. Being 13-4, they be the number one seed. This don't matter. Say the Raiders. What? The Raiders would be able to go if they do that? Wow. That would be insane if that happened. San Fran don't got a they will lose to. They lost last week to the Raiders, and then Seattle. So that would be this is like the random one. So let's figure out how the Raiders would be able to go. So the Raiders will have to win and get help. Because the Raiders, I know the reason why. I can remember the Raiders beat the Patriots in overtime. So what would be the Patriots record? So the Raiders, all they have to do, they need help though. They would need the Dolphins to lose. They'll need the Dolphins to lose. They'll need Pittsburgh to lose. Because remember, Pittsburgh beat the Raiders. They beat the Raiders. So they would need the Dolphins to lose. They'll need Pittsburgh to lose. I think they would need the Jets to lose to Seattle. And then the last week, they would need the Bills to beat the Patriots, which is likable. That's going to happen. They would need the Jets to beat the Dolphins. Wow. And they would need the Steelers to lose, and then they end. That's crazy. That's crazy. So they still technically have a chance to go. But that's crazy. How would the Jets go? Let me go back. How would the Jets go? I guess the Jets would be able to go. So let me clear this out. I want to do it for the Jets because I saw about the Jets. So let's say Cowboys. Just gonna do whatever. Because I was like, how would they be able to go? Because did I do the whistle there? I think it would it be a tie? If they tied up, what would be the Jet scenario? If the Dolphins beat the Patriots, and let's say Giants, let's say Philly, Buccaneers, Washington, San Fran, Jets, let's say Vikings, let's say Chargers, let's say Ravens, and let's say just say Bengals. I think if the Jets win, Jets get this. The Jets will get the spot. So that's what have to happen. Let me see. Let me make sure. What is? Well, of course, Patriots will have to lose. Of course, so that makes sense. Let's say that. Let's say that, and then after this, I'm gonna make my final prediction that can happen. That I think is gonna happen for the season, and then we'll briefly talk about it. All right, so that's what needs to happen. So For the Jets to go, the Jets need the Dolphins to beat the Patriots. The Patriots have to lose both games. They will have to lose both games. So this game, this Patriots and Dolphins game becomes pivotal. And the Raiders still had the shot to lose out. And they just need the Patriots to win this week and the Steelers to lose. So that's crazy. These scenarios is crazy. All right, now I'm gonna do the main prediction. The main prediction. The main prediction there. So now, what I think is gonna happen. I think Cowboys is gonna win to beat the Titans. Really don't mean nothing. It still means something for the Falcons, but I think the Falcons could win at home. So I say the Falcons gonna win. Between the Bears and Lions, I think the Lions is gonna win. The Texans and the Jags, I believe an upset is gonna happen. I believe the Texans are gonna actually win. To be spoilers, right? So now the Jacksonville and the Titans game is still going to come down to that game to win the division. I believe Kansas City going to beat Buccaneers. This game is dicey. Tua is not playing, so Teddy Bridgewater is playing. Teddy is capable of doing good things. But the Patriots, can you trust them? Especially Matt Jones over there just, embarrassing himself, just cheap shotting people. Somebody going to really, really knock him out for being a dirty player. So this is undecided for me. But I think the Patriots is at home. This is a tough one. I believe since the Patriots is at home, even in Tua, it would still have been tough for Tua. See, this is tough. I'm just gonna go on my gut. I just think the Patriots at home, they should win. So I'm gonna go to Patriots at home. I'm gonna say the Giants is gonna beat the Colts. I'm gonna say Philly beats the Saints, and Eagles is gonna lock in that spot. They're gonna lock in the number 1 seed right there. So they're gonna end up resting. This game is dicey right here. Carolina been playing extremely well. They've been playing extremely well, and the Buccaneers have it. They've been playing extremely well, but I'm gonna go with Brady. Brady went into the playoffs. It'll be criminal if he's not. Now this game is tricky. And they're going back to Carson Wentz. I'm gonna say the Browns gonna win. Now the Browns win. You see who's in that spot, Detroit now. I'm gonna say San Fran's gonna beat the Raiders, and this game is tricky too. But I'm gonna say the Jets is gonna win because Mike White? He's back at quarterback. That team is totally different on offense with Mike White. I say the Jets get the win, but the Jets will be eliminated because the Patriots won. So Jets won't even be able to make it. I don't believe. Now this game right here is important. I'm gonna say Green Bay go win. Now you see, Minnesota dropped to the 3rd seed. Of course, Chargers gonna win that. And now also believe this is great in the summer. I'm gonna say still gonna get the upset and beat the Ravens. In this game, I think Bengals gonna beat the Bills. You see, Bengals got a higher seed now. Now we're in the final game. I believe the Buccaneers is a lock. They're gonna win a division. They're gonna win a division. They a lock. I believe Bills, they must win this game, and they is. They're gonna beat what's the name. Now the Jets. Also, the Jets still have it. So Jets, they would just need the Bills to lose. They just need the Bills to. I said the Bills to lose, the Patriots to lose, and the Jets had a chance to just get the upset. So Jets would be in a good spot. So the Jets and Dolphins game might be for Winston, or if the Dolphins beat them twice, yeah, that game becomes pivotal. I believe, of course, the Vikings gonna beat the Bears. I believe the Bengals gonna beat the Ravens because they're gonna end up getting the number 1 seed. Oh, they not. They still gonna get the number 2 seed. Um, and this game becomes pivotal. Who you think I'm gonna choose out of Green Bay and the Lions? And the Lions, they haven't been to the playoffs for such a long time. And I'm sorry, they're not going. They're not going. I got Green Bay get a last spot. It is Aaron Rodgers find a way to get to the playoffs yet again. And it's like, man. And look who he's going to be matching up with, the Minnesota Vikings. I believe this is destiny for him for winning that Dolphins game. These games don't matter. I'll just say Titans. Colts stink. Now this game matters. Jacksonville against the Titans. Titans can't score at all. So I'm gonna say Jacksonville. Even though I do believe in Vrabel, but he can't score. Like he don't have a quarterback like that. That rookie quarterback, if he is rookie, he's just not good enough. I'd say Jacksonville's got that lot. Now this game becomes pivotal in South Beach. I'm gonna still go with the Jets. I say the Jets go to the playoffs because Teddy Bridgewater, I just don't have faith in him. I just don't. I'm gonna say the Jets gonna get that final spot. Now this game is irrelevant. Saints will win. Uh, Giants gonna win this game because Philly's gonna rest their guys. I'm gonna say Steelers gonna win. I believe Cowboys are gonna rest their guys too. This could hurt feelings right here. I think Cowboys gonna rest their guys because this means nothing too. Washington still won't go. Washington losing last week ruined their chances, so it makes sense. And none of these games matters right here. I'll say if they can't beat the Chargers back up, come on. I'm gonna just say Broncos. And this game is pivotal. Kansas City lose, they lose that final spot. Can the Raiders win and ruin the chances? And I say yes. I think Raiders will upset Kansas City, and then the Cincinnati Bengals will get that number 1 seed. I really feel like that will be the matchup for them to get number 1 seed. And they're going to be extremely dangerous. And then San Fran will get the second seed. They'll be 13. They'll be 13-4. And also, it do change the matchup because Green Bay. It changed the matchup because Green Bay was supposed to play the second seed because they got the last spot. So that makes sense. And then I say Seattle wins. And that's it. This is the final spot. This is my prediction, my playoff prediction. We did different scenarios, but I believe this is it. I believe the Bengals and Philly, they will have the number 1 seeds for their conference. AFC side, Bengals will have the number 1 seed. NFC side, the Eagles will have the number 1 seed. Then we have the wild card matchups. We got the AFC East team. We got the Jets against the Bills. We got then the 3rd seed and the 6th seed matchup. We got Kansas City and the Buccaneers. And then we got the 4th seed and the 5th seed, Jacksonville and the Los Angeles Chargers. And this game gonna be interesting because you got two young quarterbacks. Going at it. You got Herbert and you got they call him Sunshine, Trevor Lawrence. So you got those two young quarterbacks dueling it out. And then see, you got Green Bay against San Francisco on the Niners. The Niners been owning Green Bay. This is like a terrible matchup. They better hope San Fran somehow loses because Green Bay. I would like their chance against the Vikings. they go against the Vikings, I would like their chance to advance because Kirk Cousins, when the lights is bright, he just can't get it. He just can't get it going. So I don't like that matchup with him going against San Fran. Been owning them, and Green Bay can't stop the run. It'll be devastating. They'll get beat bad. And you got the Giants in Minnesota. I give Giants a chance. They played Minnesota hard. They really played them extremely hard. So I give the Giants a chance for the upset. And now this game scares me. You know I'm a Cowboy fan, but this game scares me. We go against Brady. Even though the Buccaneers have not been playing well at all, they still got Brady. And the Cowboys, they should win, but y'all know how the Cowboys are. Cowboys, they got to stop beating themselves and then just live up to their potential. And if they live up to their potential, they'll be fine. They should be able to beat the Buccaneers. The Buccaneers, they beat them the first game of the season, and Brady played awful, and they still beat the one. I think it was 20-3 or something like that. So, yes. So yeah, that's my playoff prediction. Anybody? Let me stop sharing. Anybody that like the prediction, or you have an issue with it, you can comment. You could message me and say, "Yo, that's bullcrap." Just let me know. It's fair game. Let me know, or you got your own prediction. We can go. We can talk about it. You guys can check it out and see if that's right or wrong. But yeah, make sure you follow us on the Dot Line 18 on IG. Follow us, like and subscribe as well on the Dot Line episodes. If you're watching this right now, please subscribe and share and voice your comments. And yeah, let's go. But that's it for this episode. My name is Deshaun Lyons, one half of On the Dotted Line, and peace out.